Hello, we are back. We are back with what could be episode 2 of this show that is still nameless. But today we are here with my longtime friend, Jackie Orena.
Yes.
Better known as Jackie O.
That's right.
Let's see. How long do we know each other, Jackie?
Probably 100 years. I don't really want to give away my age or yours, but we've known each other for quite some time.
Right. Well, I guess why we're here today is we're here to just talk about all the big things that we both have going on. More importantly, the things that you have going on with, your change of, well, not your change of career, but like the new
change of scenery.
Yeah, your change of scenery. The bigger and better things that you're building your new business, and so I kind of want to get into where you started, maybe 15 years ago, and then the whole, cultivating that business and growing it, and then now where we are starting your new one, starting fresh, but starting on your own.
Yes.
So I guess start me in the beginning. Like, how'd you end up where you ended up?
Well, it's kind of funny because you brought up that we know each other for a long time.
Right.
So I would say we were very different back then, from what we are today. Right? Could you agree?
I could 100% agree.
So, starting off with, we always have like rough starts when we're kids, a lot of things going on.
Right.
As a teenager, probably wasn't the same person I am today. I had a lot of obstacles that got in the way, and a lot of them were caused by myself. It took me a long time to kind of change my personality, who I was, certain things about myself. But there are some people that stay in your lives for whatever reason. I feel like we kind of evolved together, which was cool. I like friendships like that because we're always like thirsty for more. I always try to like surround myself with people that have like interests like that. Sorry, my dog's being.
Oh, it's okay. She's great.
I think back then it was harder to see. It was whoever was cool, which you were always cool, Jay, with your cars and your shoes and all
thanks,
that fun stuff. Just had to throw that out there. But I think as you evolve to adulthood, sorry, the dog's biting the microphone.
It's okay.
I might have to put her in the bag.
It's okay.
I think as we evolve into adults, we start to see things much differently. So I probably was a bratty teenager that had like, an attitude problem.
Well, I feel like most of us were.
Kind of.
We have our moments, right? We're growing up. We're figuring it out.
Definitely got in my own way a lot and didn't think I was capable of really doing much with myself. So I think it started off, I'm going to throw her in the bag.
Yeah, it's all right.
Go down. I think it started off with probably what I thought was the attitude of, I'm never going to do anything. I knew I wasn't going to college. I got a job right out of high school, and I was excited because to me it was just, I want to make more money. They told me I couldn't go to school, that I wasn't going to do anything, the teachers, whoever. And I'm like, I want to make more money than my teachers,
Right.
So it was almost like a FU. So I took a job right out of high school that I actually did not love. I did not enjoy at all, but I was making good money, so I felt like that was the way to go. Then it came to a point where I was stuck in that career for a while, and I felt like I would have a nightmare of a full work day. So I would complete 8 hours, then I have a dream of an 8-hour work day, and I'd wake up crying. Like, now I actually have to do this.
Right. That's like most Americans.
And it got to that point, and I was like, what do I want to do? Like, there is something else for me. I have to be talented at something. And since I was never good at school, it was just like, you don't have talent. There's nothing you're going to do. You're not going to school for anything. Like, there's nothing to figure out there. At the time, I enjoyed doing makeup. Right? It was just a thing that was like a side hobby. I would buy different products. I would do friends' makeup, whatever. I was like, I want to go to school for that. But if I go to school, I want to go to the best school. I want to do, TV makeup. I want to do it like over the top. I didn't want to just do bridal, stuff, which at the end of the day makes a ton of money. So it wasn't the end of the world.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, I want to be doing TV makeup. So I looked into makeup designery that was in Manhattan, and there was like no shot I was going to be able to go. At the time, I was living on my own. I was 19 when I was on my own. My parents moved to Florida, and I really wanted to get into the program, but it was so expensive at the time. It seemed so unachievable. I had nobody to help me out at that time. And it was a dream. So I took myself to the school, toured it, had all the brochures in my room, thought about it every single day, walked the streets of Soho, visualized myself there, and like magically I ended up getting fired from that job that I hated. I would butt heads with my manager who made my life like impossible. And at the time I was so mad at her. I was like, this, you know what?
Right.
It ended up being the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because if she didn't push me out that door, I would have never took that leap. So having free time that summer, I worked like night jobs, anything I had to do, and I got myself in that program. The money and everything I was able to figure out after the fact. It was kind of cool how it just manifested itself. And for the first time in my life, I was always like the bottom of the class, never got like any, awards or achievements throughout school. And I went through this program and I'm like, I'm just going to be myself. I made friends with people in the class. I worked hard on every project. I knew that I was kind of behind. I said, all these limiting beliefs people put on me, I started to believe. Even the first homework assignment, I'm like, I don't even know how to do homework. Like, how do I do this?
Right.
Like, I'm not used to doing this. I powered through, and at the end of the 3-month course, they actually made an announcement, and they were like, we have a student that had the perfect score. We want to present them with like this. It was like a makeup bag and a traveling case at the time. And I'm like, who is this kiss ass? Like, where is this person?
Right.
And then they said my name.
Oh,
and I was like, me? I'm like, I've never done anything at the top of my class in my life. And it actually gave me that boost of confidence that I needed. I left that program like, I'm going to get a job wherever I want, which led me to my first job in that industry. It was Arrojo, which at the time had a bunch of locations, an academy. The owner was on like what was it? What Not to Wear, or one of those reality shows.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I want to be doing that. I want to do the makeovers. That's like where I saw myself. I walked in the door. I was hired on the spot. And during that whole process, I got to do some behind the scenes TV makeup, stuff like that, which was cool. But during that process, I noticed a different talent that I had, which was kind of connecting with people. Also, something I didn't think that was a skill set of mine, but I met the owner of a makeup brand who she actually made makeup from scratch. And she had a counter in Henry Bendel at the time, which I don't know if anybody remembers, was like the coolest makeup. It was like a department store, and the whole downstairs was like all makeup and like really niche brands and cool stuff. And I built a relationship with her through my first makeup job. And she ended up telling me about an opportunity in Long Island with a startup spa. So that's what kind of led me back to Long Island. That and Hurricane Sandy kind of took out everything. And I was like, okay, I'm not traveling back and forth to the city. This is not going to work. So it kind of led me there. Where's the dog?
She's okay. I got my eye on her. Don't worry.
Vita. She might be eating fuzz somewhere. Let me just pick her up.
It's okay. We're a dog-friendly studio here.
Okay,
don't
good.
worry.
Well, she is my emotional support dog.
That's fine. You don't have to show any credentials. We trust you.
I do have her badge. But anyway, I think that's what led me back into this industry, and that opened up even more doors and more interest for me. I went from doing makeup, which became kind of like not as mentally stimulating as I wanted. So I ended up, when I got into this spa, I was kind of presented an opportunity because someone who was managing at the time, this kid, he was younger than me, and he really was just not there for like a serious job.
Right.
So he ended up like leaving, and I just got to kind of climb up and learn so much in the industry.
Right.
From him kind of lacking. So
okay,
it worked out.
All right. So we went from school to a school you liked to makeup.
To finding my passion.
To finding your passion. And now here we are at a new startup in Long Island. Where do we go from here?
So basically, when I got into the industry there, I was still doing makeup. I noticed that I just liked connecting with people. I would do consultations. I would be like connecting with clients on a different level. I learned so much about skin and making yourself look better and feel better. And I never realized, but I had such low self-esteem when I was younger. And the reason why I even liked makeup to begin with is because I had terrible skin. I suffered from acne. I had acne scarring, and it became like my cover up to kind of conceal all the imperfections. And I thought like makeup was the answer. Then when I got into this industry, is the dog okay? I see you.
No, I'm just keeping. I'm just keeping my eye on her for you. Don't worry.
Eat something in here.
That's okay. As long as she doesn't eat the wires, we'll be fine.
I'll have to replace the wires. So getting into, where did I leave off? I was just saying that, you know, how connecting with clients and stuff like that became a passion.
Correct.
Figuring out ways to kind of make yourself feel better about yourself was just game changing. For me, I did one treatment on my skin. It got better. I was in a car accident, so I had like a bump in my nose from the accident where I broke it. I surgically corrected it. It gave me such confidence to see changes in myself. And once I started to feel that, I really got passionate about helping people look and feel better about themselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But
yes,
there's only so much growth working for somebody else, working for somebody else's company. I learned a ton of stuff. I built so many connections, met so many people, learned so much, which was great. But it came to the point where I started doing like these TikTok lives and stuff, and I would talk to people all over the place, and I would really hear what their concerns are. And a lot of the times they'd be like, well, you're in this, you know, fancy place in the North Shore of Long Island, and this is not achievable for normal people, or what you're doing is not realistic, or, you know, whatever their concerns were. I was listening, you know, and it made sense because for me, if I knew that I had to come up with certain amounts of money for procedures or just to feel decent about myself or just to get rid of acne scars, it felt unfair, you know, it
right.
kind of felt like, well, how am I supposed to have this? And believe it or not, I knew for a while that I wanted to do this. I just didn't know the how, you know, and you know, I would talk to you and I'm like, I want to do my own thing. I work so hard and I don't want to work for somebody. I want to work for myself. It's like something I just knew that I wanted to do. And I think when I got to that crossroads, when I got to that crossroads, I really stopped for a minute because I was putting so much pressure. Is she like playing a hide and seek?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. She's cool. Don't stress it. She's fine.
I was putting so much, I think, pressure on myself to figure it out that I actually was giving myself I was giving myself the issue. I was putting the stopper on it. I could not move forward because I was putting so much pressure on the who, what, where, when, why, how. And I think at one point I just stopped and I was like, I just felt stuck in a weird way. And I actually was in my apartment that used to be right across the way there. I started praying. I was like, God, help me figure this out. Like, I know I have a purpose. I know I'm meant to help people look and feel good. There's bigger things for me. Just whatever signs you send me, I'm going to start listening to and follow. And it was like the craziest thing because within a month, it was like,
well, that's how it happens, right?
It just seemed so unreal because for the first time I was able to just let go and stop putting pressure on myself to figure everything out. And when I did, and I put all my trust in, you know, I was just like, I'm putting this in God's hands and I'm just going to follow. Everything started happening. And like the first thing was, you know, I had a friend that lived in Westchester at the time. I went out there. I had an old coworker that, you know, we really didn't stay in touch during the course of like the 10 years. I worked with her 10 years ago. Randomly reached out over me being in that area. We kind of connected. She told me about what she was doing, which was like laser barbering for men. And I thought it was a cool idea.
Interesting.
And, you know, I was like, well, this is my concept, but I have a lot of women clients and whatever.
Right.
She had mentioned that she had the opportunity to have space in an existing hair salon in Westchester. I knew nothing about Westchester. But I decided to just explore. It was very casual. There was no pressure. And I went out there. And the odd thing is, like, one of my friends actually invited me on a boat during the summer. Vita, I feel like she's up to no good.
Right, she's exploring the space.
And chewing on something. You know what? Let me shake the little treat thing. Maybe she'll come over. Okay, here she comes. Come here. Okay. So one of my friends actually invited me on a boat during the summertime. And usually I wouldn't, I'm like so busy with all this stuff trying to figure out. I normally wouldn't say yes, but I did. I was like, you know what? I haven't done anything fun. Let me just put myself out there. Have a good day. I went. One of my girlfriends introduced me to one of her friends, which happened to have a business in the area that I was looking, which was White Plains. And I just felt like it was the universe. I don't, or a sign or, whatever it was showing me. His business was there. I spoke about the location that I was looking at. And the weird thing is we share a wall. We were actually next door neighbors.
Wow.
And to me, I'm like, that's a sign. So I went to pursue it. And when I got there, another friend of mine, who lived in that area that I didn't connect with. Every time I was posting there, he's like, you never come say hi, whatever. He ended up moving across the street with his girlfriend into a building right across from the spa that I was looking at, the location. And I went to go look at his building. I just felt like everything was lining
Connected.
up. It was like the universe was speaking, and I'm like, I have to just go along with this. So that's what I started to do. And I decided to take that space. And before I signed the lease, I was like, I have to end this 10-year relationship at this spa that I've been. And I built like such a great relationship with my team and the girls that I worked with. And, but I had been building them up and trying to teach them everything that I did because I knew eventually I wanted to do my own thing.
Right. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So now I guess that's like the origin story. So like, where are we today? Like,
where are we today?
Like, what are you doing? What do you offer? All that good stuff.
So I have a medical spa now. So it evolved to, I actually have a location. It is in White Plains. One of the things that I'm doing that I was saying, I do listen to people on TikTok and saying things are not achievable or obtainable. I've tried to work it out where my prices are extremely fair. I have different payment options, different payment plans. I charge, per area for certain things so that if people need more, say toxins or something to, help them with wrinkles, they don't have to worry about coming back and there being more fees. They don't have to worry about someone ripping them off. The price is the price. If you need touch-ups or anything, it's included. The consultations are free. I do that just because it's not one size fits all. So if somebody sees that Kim Kardashian just did Morpheus 8 on her stomach to tighten her skin, everybody wants it.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're a candidate. It doesn't mean it's going to be your best option. So it's really treating each client like they're a family member. I like to keep it very honest and, keep it real. Sometimes to the point where it's not, what you want to hear, but I'm not here to sugarcoat things. It's, you want a result, I have to give it to you. It's like my duty to make sure that you're getting the best treatment. So I have an up and running spa. I've been open since December 8th. And I have to say, I was very oddly surprised that, I thought I was starting off in a new area, that I was starting from scratch.
Right.
And I'm like, I really thought about it that way. Like I'm starting all over, but I was very surprised and happily surprised to see how many people actually come from Long Island, travel the hour and a half. I have people from Brooklyn, Manhattan coming to White Plains to receive the service because they know I've always been honest with them.
Right.
I had a girl travel an hour and a half 2 weeks ago to come see me. When I asked her, I'm like, let me ask you a question. There's a million people that do toxins and filler. Why here? And she said to me, well, I'm going to be honest with you. About 5 years ago, you told me when I was complaining about like fat, you told me, don't waste your money on Kybella or fat melting, get liposuction. And she goes, at the time, I looked at you like this girl is, telling me to get surgery. But I was telling her that she wasn't going to be happy with her result if she didn't do the surgical, treatment, because what result she wanted versus, the result that she was expecting versus what was being promised with, say, Kybella just wasn't going to happen. So when I told her that, she still went and did the Kybella. And she said, I decided to do the Kybella. It didn't work for me, and I ended up needing the liposuction. She's like, so that's when I realized that you've been the only one that's been honest to me through this whole journey, and I could have saved a lot of money listening to you in the first place. So that to me spoke volumes, and I'm like, that's how I know that what I'm doing is the right thing. and it feels good to help people and give them honest, advice.
Do you want to talk about any of your famous or viral TikToks that have been going on? I know you have your little microphone. I know you interview people.
I do have my little microphone.
I don't know if you want to talk about it. I know you also do some funny things on some dating.
So it started with the dating app thing. During COVID, I actually joined TikTok. I never was on TikTok before. But I decided, you know what? Everyone's like, you're too old for TikTok. And at the time, it was all young kids doing these dumb little dances or whatever. And I was like, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not doing any of that.
Right.
But one thing I did do in my Instagram stories was sometimes pull up a funny picture of things I would find on a dating site. Crazy profiles, crazy things people would say.
Right. I'm familiar with that too on my side of the dating profiles.
I know, we've been sharing
it's pretty
profiles
gnarly.
back and forth.
But yeah, sorry, continue.
We've been sharing profile pictures for years. It's actually a fun pastime.
It is.
But I ordered this little microphone during that time, and I would do my commentary with the green screen in the back of the dating profile. And I posted a couple of them during COVID, and it ended up going viral. I got a lot of views. One of them has 2 million views on the video, which I was like, that's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
A lot of them get blocked. People report it. They say it's bullying, even though I'm covering the identity.
It's so funny.
I mean, I don't understand the whole TikTok thing. I'm trying to figure it out. Because in one sense, you could look at Lizzo's butthole.
Right.
She literally shaking her ass. And it's not offensive.
Right.
But then if I make fun of someone's concealed identity, that's flagged. So I don't really know the algorithm or the rules or the policies yet. But
right.
I do get banned sometimes.
That's pretty funny.
From it, yeah.
Okay. Where'd she go? She's gone.
Vita. She took off into your office.
Okay, well, listen. Don't worry, the carpet's not new in there, so we'll be fine.
All right.
So
she leaves you a surprise.
Right. Well, let's wind down just so we'll get this finished up, and I got just a bunch of speed round questions.
I love this.
I'm gonna ask you real quick. All right, and then you just have to just quickly answer them. Don't even think about it. Just whatever.
Shit. All right.
Yes, whatever comes natural. Here we go. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Netflix or YouTube?
Oh, I guess YouTube.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, because all my motivational videos are on YouTube. So if I had to pick one,
okay.
I'm YouTubing in the morning. I'm Netflixing in the evening.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Netflixing in the evening. Sounds good. All right. And we got phone call or text?
Depends on the person.
Depends
on the person.
Okay. Toast or eggs?
Toast.
All right. Cardio or weights?
I hate both.
All right. That's fair. Facebook or Twitter?
Ooh, Facebook.
Snow cones or ice cream cone?
Oh, I do love a good snow cone. But I'm going to go with ice cream.
Okay. Let's see. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Form or function?
Function.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Swimming or sunbathing?
Sunbathing.
High tech or low tech?
High tech.
Big party or small gathering?
Big party.
Rich friend or loyal friend?
Loyal friend.
Football or basketball?
Neither. You
Nice.
can have both.
Nice car or nice home interior?
Both. No, I'll take the nice home interior.
What's worse, dirty laundry or dirty dishes?
They're both terrible. I can't have either. Dishes.
Bath or shower?
Okay. Lately a bath. I never had a bath before.
No, my answer is always bath.
I don't know what it is. I've always had this. I had that gorgeous stand-up shower. It was amazing, top of the line. I moved and now I have a bathtub, and there's just something about soaking in that warmth.
Not to get off on a topic here, but my normal thing would be if I don't have a bathtub anymore, but if I did, it would be bath for a half an hour and then get out and then shower.
Yep.
And then just go on.
It's just a nice little soak. You
All
got
right.
to shower after any.
We got a few more here.
Okay, let's go.
Hamburger or taco?
Hamburger.
Couch or recliner?
Couch.
Online shopping or in-store shopping?
Online.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I hate shopping.
Would you rather receive an email from a friend or an old school letter in the mail?
An old school letter.
Okay. Let's see. How about most important in a partner, intelligent or funny?
All right, let me think about this. I mean, I could be the funny one. It's fine. I'll take intelligent.
Okay. Car or truck?
I like a car, even though I have a truck now.
Favorite color?
Besides black, green.
Favorite entree?
Oh, you know I'm a pasta. Probably broccoli rabe and sausage pasta.
All right. Coke or Pepsi?
Neither.
Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Let's see. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Iced, even in the winter.
All right. And then let's see. Last one. Dine in or delivery?
Oh, it depends. Well, dining in.
Well, like if you had like tonight, you had an option. Anything to go out or eat at home? What would you rather do?
I do like going out, but I like both.
What would you rather do if you had a choice? If it was your last night to do something.
Dine in.
All right. See, I'm more. I think I like to go out.
Well, I like to go out, but like if I have a choice, I gotta know my mood. At least in the house, I'm safe.
All right.
I know I'm like good either way. I'm getting good food.
All right. Well, listen, that was good job on that, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. Anything else you wanna mention? You want to talk about? You want to say hi to?
This is all exciting stuff. I wanted to like just compliment you on this space and all the cool things you're doing. Like this is something for you I could relate to you on because this was like a vision. You didn't know how, what.
Right.
It's something you saw, and I feel like it's so cool to see that we're like in the future now.
We are in the future.
And there's only big things to come.
There is. It's funny. Like you're helping people, doing what you do. Just, I don't know, 24 hours ago, there was a 9-year-old sitting where you are right now.
I love that.
Living her life and trying to start the show of her dreams. So
that's awesome.
That is
you're making
awesome.
Dreams come true.
I am.
And you're helping people. And it's, I think that's what kept us friends all these years. We shared that whole like thing that we wanted to do. We have a purpose. We like helping people and we like doing.
Right.
So
yeah,
we relate on that level.
We do. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to take us out of here and say goodbye. And if you enjoyed this, there's only one other episode of me talking to my friend Los. You could just probably go back a couple episodes and find me and him. And it's a good laugh. We talk about running, being athletic. Well, him being athletic, not me. And, all things that have to do with Deodora, shoes, what he does for Puff Daddy and all these other wonderful things. So
I think my dog's taking a shit in your office.
Okay, we got to go. Time out. See you later, everybody.